Coming to you live from Virginia Auto Mall. We're gonna do one of my favorite type of videos to do, my favorite type of content in general, comparing two cars that I love both, know not too much about, but I'm gonna have a great time doing it. So welcome to another video. We're gonna compare this Jimny Sierra. So obviously I know a lot about Jimnys. I've had two. I had a J11, you guys see it, it's for sale, all that good stuff. But this is a Sierra. So although I know a lot about it, I guess exterior wise, I don't really know much about the motor. The interior is actually a little different too. As you can see, it has like the over fenders. We're gonna get into all the differences and we're gonna compare it again to its non-K brother. Both of these are not K cars. Although it looks like a Jimny, it is not. And same goes for this Mitsubishi Pajero Junior, not a Mini. This is the Junior. So again, you have the over fenders, bigger motor, all that other stuff. So we're gonna compare both of these, see which one is better, see which one is more worth it, and see which one I would take for the money, because you really never know. So first, naturally, I'm gonna start off with the Jimny. I know more about this one. So this is a Jimny Sierra. I believe it's a J11 still. As far as exterior goes, it's pretty much the same. It just has these little over fenders. It has like little differences in the interior. Back here, it has this instead of the cover. I don't really mind that. That probably has a spare tire that you can't even use. It's kind of nice that this one actually has like a real size tire. One of the immediate differences that you don't get on the regular K cars is that this has a split seat. So on the regular Jimnys, you just have a bench. It does not do this little split action. I love that. Pretty nice touch. The seats are a lot more back too. You can actually fit people. On the stock Jimny seats, the seats are like all the way up here and an actual adult can't fit. This is really perfect, and it also comes with seat belts, something you do not get in the K cars. So back here is just honestly a complete different experience. Now onto the driver's side. Everything up here is pretty much the same cluster, same this. The seats are pretty much exactly the same. Everything else feels exactly the same. There isn't more like room as far as positioning or anything goes like that. It isn't bigger. I think what I really like about these in comparison to the K cars is that this is basically a Jimny with a bigger motor and more wide and more aggressive. So it's just perfect. Like, it's the best version of a Jimny in my opinion, and that's why they're more expensive and that's why they're more rare. Because although mine makes cool blow-off sounds and all that stuff like that, I would take this over my Jimny in a heartbeat. Like, if I could put this motor in my Jimny today, wouldn't even blink an eye. Like, I would do it today. Here's the key, by the way. I know these go for a lot of money. This key alone is probably worth like $100 at least. Starts right up. I think this one is fuel injected. It just has so many pros. It's just so much better than my Jimny. I'm not gonna lie. And I love my Jimny. And I'm not just saying that. Like, this one is just a lot better. And I'm not even just saying this particular Jimny. I'm just saying the Sierra version. The 1300cc Sierra versions are so much cooler than my Jimny. It's like everything I've ever wanted. My biggest flaw in my car is the fact that the engine is small and it's a K engine and I can't go 100 kilometers an hour comfortably. That is literally eliminated if I were to buy one of these. But here's how the engine looks, completely different than mine. I'll show a picture of mine so you guys can see. This one is a 4-cylinder, fuel injected like I mentioned. Power steering still. All this room. This is where all the turbo stuff was on the normal ones. That's why there's so much room there. My intake, ball valve, all that stuff would be right here. This one, an intake would probably slap. The battery's definitely a lot larger too. It's almost double the size of a K-size battery. How could you not love that front end? Love the crash bar too. I don't really see those in any Jimny, and it's cool that, like, you know, the beefier, more aggressive version of the Jimny happens to have it. But look at those fenders right there. That little inch is just, I'm drooling right now. So now I'm gonna drive the Jimny Sierra, and the best way to describe it, because I'm not really gonna drive it too long. Driving is not really the main part of this video, because if there was a normal Jimny here, it'd be cool to kind of compare the gearing and the driving to a regular K car to this, but I'm kind of comparing two of the same cars, so driving is not really important. But what I really want to say is that just imagine you have an Acti, a Cappuccino, a Beat, any of those really like popular K cars, and they gave you the same exact car. So Honda made an Acti that was the same exact size, but they put a 1.3 motor in it. Like, it's the best of both worlds. The interior is pretty much the same. Look how quiet it is. The only difference they did was add seatbelts and add more safety and just make the seats cooler. Like, there's no cons to this. I don't know if like parts are hard to find for maybe the motor, but there's no cons to buying this car, and that's why it's just so much better. There's really no other way to put it. It's just, there's zero cons of buying this over a Jimny. In America, that is. Over there, obviously, there's taxes and all that K stuff. But here, there's no cons of why I would ever be like, no, I'm going to get a Jimny instead of this. The turbo is cool, I guess, but this car I know can probably hit 140. I don't think I can go 140 in my Jimny if I turn the boost up to the highest level possible and I was going downhill. Like, it struggles at 100 kilometers an hour. This gearing, the diff, the motor is just 1,000% better. It's not even close. But all right, I'm gonna go into first, drive it a little bit. I'm gonna just drive it down there and back. It is a little more comfortable, I guess I would say, but it's not really a huge difference. These cars are never really gonna be like very comfortable, but compared to my Jimny, nah, it's the same exact thing. It's not very comfortable, but it is cool that I'm moving and this hasn't moved yet. That's definitely not the case in the Jimny. That's how you know it's just a huge difference. In my Jimny, this thing would be, I'd be in second gear already. Like, if you have a K car, you know how short first gear is. First gear is literally a joke. This thing is geared so perfectly that like, it's like, oh no, you're going 20 kilometers an hour and it still hasn't even moved yet. But it does pull though. Like, I'll give it a quick little, like, look. It's just such a big difference, man. It's such a big difference. I'm jealous. I don't know why I came back here. I definitely have to buy one of these. I'm Mr. K guy, and this isn't a K car technically, but I gotta get this one day. Or maybe this. We'll see right now. I'm gonna park it. Like I said, I'm driving it really isn't the biggest factor right now. To me, the bigger factor is just comparing the interiors and all the good stuff. And just someone who's thinking about getting a Pajero. If you're thinking about getting a Pajero, look into maybe a Junior. If you're thinking about getting a Jimny, look into Sierra. Has this very cool key. I don't know if I mentioned it yet, but I can't get over how fact that it has a royal clover key. These go for big money. Now, number 2, the Mitsubishi Pajero Junior. So again, the K version of this is a mini VR2. This is a Junior. So it would say Junior right here instead of Mini. I think it says Mini VR2 there. Again, kind of the same height, same size. Both have the over fenders. On the Minis, it's just flat. On the Jimnys, it's just flat. This one, you get the little additional boom, additional bumpers. Back here, I never had a Pajero, but I don't think there's much differences. You still get like the storage under here. This looks normal. I've been saying this over and over and over. Mitsubishis are a lot more livable, a lot nicer. I have to say with this guy compared to the Jimny, it's a little closer, but I would still daily a Pajero way over a Jimny any day. Look at all the cool amenities you have. Cup holders, rear speakers. We'll go over to the Sierra, not even the Jimny, but again, it is still very bare bones. You don't even have a center console. Like, I have a center console on mine because I bought one, but you don't even have a center console. So of course you have no cup holders, no nothing. You have an ashtray. That's about it. This is a very off-road geared vehicle. It doesn't have any creature comforts. Then you go to this guy. Center console, cup holder 1, cup holder 2, rear speakers on both sides, rear storage over here. It's definitely a lot more livable. This guy wins that without even like, not even close. And power windows. That one has roll-up windows, but power windows, all that good stuff. Even over here, a lot more modern, a lot nicer. This is a lot more modern, a lot nicer. I've been saying that even with the Pajeros. Glove box, door card, everything is super clean. As far as interior goes, I think these are pretty much exactly the same. The Jimny does have some little differences, like I mentioned, the seats and the seat belts, but all this looks pretty much the same. The steering wheel looks a little different. I don't think they have this little red dot. That'd be cool if that was the alarm. But the keys here, start it up. This might be my first time ever popping this hood, actually. So it's a 1.1. This is a 1.3 liter, so this is a little beefier. Again, you got all that space because there's no turbo. It is a... Where are the spark plugs? I think it's a 4-cylinder. It gotta be a 4-cylinder. Yeah, it's probably a 4-cylinder. Very clean. Don't see any rust. So much room for potential on this side. Look at this, throw a turbo on there or something. Power steering, of course. Again, much bigger battery. Very clean, looking super smooth too. Like, no shaking, no nothing. I can't get over the fact that this is basically a K car with a bigger motor. Because like, as someone that, like I said, has so many K cars, I love my Bravo so much. But I would do anything to have the Bravo with a bigger motor. And I think it's just cool that like these two companies did that. And I think everybody with an Acti would love an Acti with a bigger motor, a Cappuccino, a Beat. Who wouldn't want the same exact size car that we all love? The main reason we get K cars is for the size. Like, Of course, we would love a Crown or a Hi-Ace, but give us a Hi-Ace smushed and with a huge motor, and that's what we want. And that's what these are, and that's why I love them so much. Get into the interior now. Look at this, power mirrors. The Jimny doesn't have any of that, not even like remotely close. Interior, creature comforts, sound deadening. Like, do you guys even hear the car right now? It's super quiet. But this is actually going to be my first time driving this guy. See how it feels. I'm gonna compare this to the Jimny too, not to, well, the Sierra, not to a K car, because I've never owned a Pajero. This one is definitely on springs in comparison to the Jimny, which is on leaves. Yeah, it just feels like a car. It feels like a real car. I feel like I'm driving a RAV4 or something. It's just beautiful, so quiet. Like, all the things I hate about K cars are erased if you buy, obviously not a K car. I get it. But it's basically a K car, so it's the same thing. See if it pulls. It pulls, but not like the Jimny for some reason. Well, it is a smaller motor. It's nice. It's definitely a really nice, fun car. We'll park it back right here. Give you guys my final thoughts. Let me just reverse this guy. Okay, so here's my final thoughts. The Jimny is $13,700. The Pajero is $11,700, so it's $2,000 less, and that is why this is my worth it winner. I think the Sierra is very cool, but I'm not going to lie, I do love the fact that the Jimny is turbo, like the regular K version, and I do have that blow valve sound. Now that that's gone, this is still a very cool car, but it's kind of too similar to Samurai. So in my opinion, I just have a right-hand drive Samurai, which could be cool to some people, but to me it's like, I don't want to be confused for a Samurai. Samurais aren't turbo, so I would never get confused with them as my Jimny. This guy, on the other hand, doesn't really exist in America. I guess you can also call it a Samurai, you call it like a mini Montero, but it doesn't exist. So I'm gonna have to go with this as my worth it winner. I like the way it looks, I like the rims, I like the drive, I like all that stuff, and this one is a lot more comfortable. And I'm not just saying that because I have a Jimny. I generally love the fact that my Jimny's turbo. Like, I love the fact that I can flex on Samurais because it's turbo. I can't do that with this one. This is kind of just a Samurai, so I don't really want a Samurai, I want a Jimny. And that is why I would pick this guy. And it's cheaper, $2,000 less. $12,000 is not a lot of money, and not to mention all these cars come with Virginia title, so for someone like me, well, it's not a K car, I guess, but for someone like me, it's a very big W. So I'm in this video here. Catch you guys on the next one. Road to New York. Let's see where else we stop. And who knows? This is also $12,000. Maybe I'll buy this. Peace out.
Remember the name. This is way before the fame.